Hi everyone, welcome back to Louise Plus 10. Thank you for heading over to watch today's video. I thought I'd show you a few clips of the grandchildren. It's been a while since I've put some up, but little Aiden is 2.5 now. He is so cute. And Izzy turned 1 yesterday. So I thought I'd just give you a quick glimpse into how they look now. Right guys, today's video, we are doing some outdoor work. The weather here has been absolutely horrific. Honestly, it is nothing but rain, rain, rain. So I needed to get out while the weather was dry and do a few jobs because they've been driving me bonkers. The first thing we're doing is we are cleaning part of my oil tank. Now, as you can see, this part of the oil tank is covered in like algae, mildew, mossy type of stuff, and it really has been driving me mad for a while now. So I filled a bowl up with some hot soapy water, and it is my cleaning bowl, not my dish bowl, by the way. And I'm just trying my best to get most of it off. And it is quite hard to actually get off. I feel like I'm really having to scrub it. And that's probably because it's built up for a while and it's sort of in ground. So I'm using my trusty microfiber cloths again. I could use the pink stuff to help me get it off, but the pink stuff is quite abrasive and I've got a feeling it might scratch all the paint on the oil tank. So I didn't want to sort of fetch all the paint off it. So I'm just having to use a bit of elbow grease, to be honest with you. I am pouring the water now down my outside sink in the outside toilet. There's no way this would be going down my kitchen sink. It really is disgusting, as you can see. So I rinse the bowl out and the cloth, and then I refill it with some clean water, and then I go back and I try and tackle it with some cream cream cleaner. So once I've put the cream cleaner on, it feels like it's actually coming off quite easily. I'm not having to scrub as much, but you know, by the end of it I get a bit fed up, so I end up just squirting it all over the tank to make it easier than just keep squirting it on the cloth. Sometimes you can do something and it does get frustrating, doesn't it? Because you feel like, oh my God, this is taking forever. And I think just to clean this bit of the tank, it took about 40 minutes. So it was quite time consuming. In the end though, I was really, really glad that I actually got the job done and out the way, because every time I looked out the window and I saw it, it really, really annoyed me. So it's always nice to see something really dirty, and then when you clean it up, you feel so much better. You know, you can really tell the difference, and you just feel really proud of yourself that you actually got out there and you did it, and it just makes you feel so much more relaxed and like you've achieved something. By the time I was coming to the end of the tank, I just started to feel a bit of relief that this was nearly over and I could actually move to the next job that I'd planned to do. I was so pleased I had done it, and you can probably see from the clip that it does look so much better once I'd done it. But I did feel relief that I could move on to my next job. So my next job on the agenda was to clean some windows and UPVC outside, because my house gets absolutely battered with dirt and my windows are always full of cobwebs and there's spiders everywhere. What I'm doing is I'm filling up a bowl with some vinegar and some water, and I will use that to clean the glass on my windows. And as you just saw, I had a mop bucket. Now that had bleach and water in, and that is what I use to clean the UPVC. If it's really, really in-ground dirt, I'll actually turn to the pink stuff for the UPVC, because that really, really does bring your UPVC up like brand new. So does the cream cleaner, to be fair. But as it was just surface dirt that just wipes off, bleach and water was absolutely fine. So I used the bleach and water and a microfiber cloth just to wipe the windowsills down. And then I'll use a dry cloth to actually dry them afterwards. I always find if you don't dry them afterwards, you'll get dirt settle straight back on it because it's wet, and it never looks streak free unless you actually dry things off. So with the vinegar and the water in the bowl, again I'm just using a microfiber cloth to actually wet them down and clean them, and then a dry one to dry them back off after. And vinegar really does make a big difference to the appearance of glass. It's always streak free after you've finished cleaning them. I've tried lots of things on windows. I've got a Karcher cleaner, which is okay, but you know, by the time you've got it all out, set it all up and you start using it, it really is just as quick to just use your microfiber cloths and your vinegar and your water solution. I've also tried window sprays, but in my opinion, again, I feel like you never get that streak-free finish. Years ago, they used to use vinegar and water and newspaper. Now, you would never ever think that newspaper can get your windows up clean. You would just imagine that the print would be imprinted into your glass. But no, apparently it was absolutely amazing and did a fantastic job. So again, we're just wetting the microfiber cloth in the vinegar and water solution, we're cleaning the window, and then we're drying it off with a clean microfiber cloth. And as you can see, the end result, it looks much better. And I had to do loads of these on that day. I must have done about 20 windows, but I didn't want to bore you with filming it all. Now, my last job on the agenda for this day was to clean the unused door and all the surroundings. Now, my front door is unused, and as you can see, it is absolutely filthy. We have had, like I say, awful weather, rain, wind and all sorts. And because I live where there's loads of farms and tractors and fields, etc., honestly, all of my windowsills, my door, everything is always full of cobwebs and dirt and God knows what. So you'll notice I'm using a yard brush, and that's so that I can keep it at arm's length. Let me tell you now, I cannot stand spiders. I hate them with a passion. They are just absolute creepy, disgusting things. So I use the yard brush so I can actually do it from arm's length, so I know I can get all the cobwebs gone before I even attempt to clean the door and the frames. So I'm just sweeping all the cobwebs off the door, off the frames, off the wall, off the ceiling bit. I just want to make sure that there's nothing going to come near me. So I've had sticky notes on this door with it being unused, advising people that this door is unused, please use the other door. And I'm left with loads of sticky residue, as you can see on the door. Now, the best thing to remove sticky things is the pink stuff is good for it, but WD-40 or lighter fluid is actually fantastic for removing sticky labels and things like that. I haven't got any of those things in, unfortunately, so I'm just resorting to the cream stuff, the cream cleaner, and it's doing okay, but it's not quite as good as your pink stuff or the WD-40. But for now, I'll have to just make do with what I've got. So I'm just trying to peel off the tape as much as I can and get as much of the sticky residue as I can off the door. I then start cleaning the UPVC with the cream cleaner, and I don't know if you can notice from afar, but it actually makes the door really quite shiny, and it just looks much better than what it did. So I proceed and I carry on and I do the rest of the surround and the UPVC. It did take me a good probably hour, I would say, to do just this door and the frame. So it's a good job the weather held out for as long as it did. Honestly, there were spiders everywhere, despite me brushing it all down, which took quite a while in itself. There was just spiders everywhere. They were coming at me from all angles. I cannot stress enough how much I hate spiders. But again, you know, once I'd finished this job, I felt so much better. So once I'd done all the door and the surround, Wesley had a go at sweeping. So the idea of this was to sweep it down and then we're going to clean all the step. So Wesley goes ahead and pours all cream cleaner over the step. And he thought he'd get the top surface dirt off with the mop. I have got a new mop. It's one of those spinny ones, and none of the kids seem to know how to actually mop with it. If you don't mop in a certain way, it makes it sort of bend over. And then Frankie insisted on helping with scrubbing the step. So when she asked me if she could help, she didn't have to ask twice. I was like, yeah, you go for it, no problem. It saves me scrubbing away. So she didn't have to ask me twice. And I even had Wesley wanting to have a go at scrubbing the step when Frankie got fed up of it. And I guess that's the beauty of having kids, isn't it? You know, they always like to help. If it's a job that you don't do that often, you know, they always want to get involved, which, like I say, I haven't got a problem with that. So I just stood there watching them do it for a while until Wesley got a bit tired, and I said, do you know what, darling, shall mummy have a go? You know, you're getting a bit tired, and it really took a lot of elbow grease, the end bit. I felt like I needed to step in and sort of have a little go. But surprisingly, as bad as it was, it came up quite well. I was quite impressed. So all in all, I think I was outside for a good probably hour and a half or so, couple of hours, and we got a few jobs done that we've not been able to do because of the weather, so I was really chuffed. Well, we're coming to the end of the video now, guys, so I really hope you've enjoyed it. I don't know what the weather's like near you, but as I say, it's been awful here. So when you get a bit of good weather, you have to just step out there, get on with it and think, do you know what, I need to do this while I've got the weather behind me. So I went to bed feeling quite satisfied that I'd achieved quite a few things that I hadn't done, and the end results were a lot better. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.